cumulative frequency graph is given about the time in minutes each of the 60 people took to shop in a market. First question asks us to find an estimate for the median time of people took to shop in the market. So there are 60 people. We look at the middle person, or we look at the 30th person, and we use that and our graph in order to estimate where the median is. So my squiggly line there going across, if I zoom in here, that's where I want to go down. Now you've got a little bit of wiggle room in terms of your accuracy here, but given how nicely this one fits, you really want to be getting this on the nose, or at least within 0.5 is what the mark scheme accepts here. So 44 is what we'll call the perfect answer. If you were as high as 44.5 or as low as 43.5, that would also get you the marks. Anything further away and it's just not accurate enough. Part B, use the graph to find an estimate for the number of people who took longer than 55 minutes to shop in the market. So 55 minutes, first of all, will be here. If we go up our graph, it's important as well, because of the fact that you have this use the graph in each of these questions, you've got to show your workings in the form of something like what I'm doing on the graph here. Markings on the axes or lines like I've drawn are the most perfect thing you can do. And yeah, take it from there. Now this one's not as clear. Like if I want to go here, that's fine, and if I want to go here, that's fine, and it's probably going to be halfway in between these. Any of the following, once we go all the way to the left-hand side, is going to give us an accurate answer. Me personally, I think it looks like it's in the middle, so I'm going to go along with that. Just even mark that there, just to save us a bit of time. So going all the way along, I'm here. Now, that number there is 48, and the number above is 49. So the answer that I'm getting is 48.5 in terms of like what that represents. Should be 48.5. However, this asks us for who took longer, or the number of people that took longer than that. So we're not looking for the number 48.5, we're looking for the number between 60 and 48.5. So we're going to take those away. Now some of you might be thinking, well, you can't have a decimal number of people. It is an estimate, and really if you wrote down 11 or 12, you're going to get the answer here. So whether or not you put 11, whether or not you put 11.5, whether or not you put 12, you're going to be good to go. Part C. We have a frequency table that is empty, and we've got to use the graph in order to fill it. So this is kind of like a backwards question of the usual types. Normally you're given a frequency table and you're asked to complete a cumulative frequency table before you then draw the graph. This is it going backwards. And the middle step is figuring out what the cumulative frequency is. So if we actually look at our graph, we can use our cumulative frequencies to fill in this column of the table first, and then we can use those numbers to figure out what's missing here. So we're looking for the number of people for each of the following numbers of minutes that I'm highlighting there in yellow. So we are going to go up the graph and go along for each of those tens. Now when I do that, given that this takes a little bit to do, the numbers should be quite nice. So this number here is 3. We have this number here, just to speed this up a little bit, is 8. This number here is 15. This number here gives us 25. We're next, this number here is easy enough to see, 40. We then go along here for 55. And then last but not least, we have 60. So our cumulative frequency table is going to start off with a 3. Then it's going to go to an 8. Then it has 15 and 25, followed by a 40, a 55 second last, and a 60 last, like so. Now the cumulative frequency involves the frequencies up to that value being added together. So when we look at the first one, the cumulative frequency is the total of all the frequencies up to this row, which is just a 3. We then have, to get 8, all of the frequencies added up leading up to it, so we have the 3 plus 5 to make 8. So what this basically becomes is that you need to add an extra number here that will turn each of these numbers into the one below it. In other words, what do we have to add to 18 to get 15? Well, we have to add 7. To turn 15 into 25, we have to add 10. Then we have to add 15. Then we have to add another 15. And lastly, we have to add 5.